Today we are looking at the topic mastery and artist development. What is mastery at all? Is it really necessary for an individual? Is it necessary for a creative? Is it necessary? Well, in my opinion, I think mastery cuts across. I think mastery is an important subject matter to discuss before anyone can be great. Let's look at what mastery is all about. Mastery is a comprehensive knowledge or skill in a particular subject or activity. We can also say that it is having great skill at something or total dominance over something. Great skillfulness and knowledge of some sort of activity or subject can be termed as mastery. It is very significant in life to have mastery over whatever you want to do with your time, with your energy, with your money, and even with your blood. You cannot do well if you don't exercise a certain level of authority or control over whatever you set on your mind to do. Beethoven showed mastery in his compositions. Shakespeare displayed mastery in his writings. Apple as a company over the years has also displayed mastery in the field of computers and smartphones. We can also cite an example with Nike and Adidas. These two companies are doing well. It's as a result of mastery in the sports business they are able to bring out quality products that have lasted in these past years. Well, let us quickly look at what artist development is, since we are talking about mastery and artist development. Artist development is a process of training and empowering emerging talent to come to the fore, develop their full potentials and abilities, discover their right audience, and operate commercially. In this case, the process whereby a young emerging talent grows, is groomed, is trained in order for him or her to become economically good, in order for him or her to attract people and then even earn income. That process is what we call artist development. In today's session, I will be talking about how mastery helps in artist development, so that all emerging talents or young musicians who have the passion to develop and to become great would learn these timeless principles of mastery so that they can own their craft and then have total dominance over their music craft. Well, I would quickly want to say that people would not necessarily invest in you as a young talent just because you can sing, you can dance, or you can do what you think you can do. They are looking for a certain control. They want to be convinced about what you are doing, whether you have a total control, whether you have total dominance, whether you exercise a great sort of authority over your skill. Yeah, that becomes like a selling point for them, and then that will also lead to you becoming commercially viable in order for people to invest in you. So it is necessary that as an emerging talent, you stay low, you learn, you build yourself, you make sure that you own your craft, you become great in whatever you do at that lower level, and then when you are discovered, I think you do well. People who are prematurely discovered, who have not really worked on themselves, end up not really staying at the top for long. Their career is short-lived and longevity just become a dream. It doesn't become a reality. Let us quickly consider a few ways a young talent or an emerging talent, a young musician, a young creative person can achieve mastery. First of all, you need to identify your interests. What are you interested in? Are you interested in playing keyboard? Are you interested in dance? Are you interested in singing? Are you interested in studio engineering? What are you really interested in? By identifying what you are interested in, you have solved about 50% of your problems. Identify that thing you really want to have total dominance or control over. Identify it. It is key. It is important. You need to consider that. After identifying whatever you want to be great in, you must keep doing the thing you've discovered. You must keep practicing. You must keep working on it. You must keep giving your full attention and your life to the thing. I remember when I discovered that I had an interest in playing the keyboard. I went to see a friend to train me. He did train me for about 3 to 4 months, and then he told me that I can now work on my own. I went ahead to practice almost every day. I practiced almost every day. I was practicing, and lo and behold, I became good at it. And so it didn't just end there when I discovered my passion to play the keyboard. I went ahead to be taught by a colleague, and then I took the initiative to keep doing, that is to keep practicing. So that is my second point. You need to keep doing, you need to keep practicing. It is necessary for you. It is necessary for you to become a master over your craft simply by doing. Doing solves a lot of problems. Number 3, you can also get a mentor. You can get somebody to train you. You can get somebody to coach you. You can get somebody to help you to become good at whatever you want to do. Just like I cited in the second point, my friend trained me. He was my mentor at the beginning. He trained me for a period of 3 to 4 months. He trained me, gave me that tuition I needed as a beginner in playing the keyboard or the piano. He taught me, and that helped me. It's also good for you to get a mentor. You must get a mentor. You need a mentor at the beginning. Even after your elementary stages, you still want to do well, you need a mentor. A mentor will help you become a master over your craft. You must also redefine your times of failure. They are just going to come a time in your career or in whatever you are doing, you will definitely fail. I remember when I started playing, I couldn't play all the 12 keys. I couldn't play a lot of songs. My understanding in music was very low. I felt sad, I felt bad, especially when people were laughing at me. Some of the choristers I had at church were laughing at me because I couldn't play well. It was a terrible moment for me. But I didn't stop there. I redefined my times of failure. I redefined it. I told myself that I was going to move through these dark times, move through these periods of my life, of my training life. And it worked. It worked. If I had given up, that would have cost me a lot. But it worked. So redefine your times of failure. In your time of struggle, don't just stay low. Don't just say that is how you're going to be. Just redefine it. Just tell yourself that you're going to do well and keep practicing and you'll do well. The 5th point I would like to give is overcome mediocrity. Don't just stay at one level. Don't feel arrived. Don't think that is all for you. That's all you need to get. There is more to discover. There are more stuffs to discover. Don't become so settled. Overcome mediocrity. Overcome that low thinking mind. Sometimes you can achieve one thing today and you think that is all for you. You've become complacent. You are staying there. Don't stay there. Don't stay there. Don't have don't shallow minded. Don't think small. Think big. Having a big picture of whatever you want to do will help you succeed. The 6th point I want to give is listening. You just have to listen and listen and listen and listen. Listen as much as you can. You can't do well in music without listening, because music primarily is consumed by listening. You have to listen. You really have to listen to a lot of songs. Listen to songs even if you don't really enjoy the song. Just listen to it for musical reasons. Listen a lot. Listen even while you are asleep, if that is possible. Just listen. Keep listening every day. Listen to songs. Listen to many songs. In fact, I listen to not less than 20 songs in a day, whether actively or passively. I listen to not less than 20 songs. So keep listening and it will improve your playing. Number 7 is you can learn by copying. Okay, you become a master by copying. We learn by copying what others have done. You learn by observing what others have done. You observe what people have done, and then you do same. By getting some videos on YouTube, you are copying. By listening to people and trying to reciprocate whatever you learned, you are copying. You learn by copying primarily. So learn by copying. Don't be afraid to copy. Don't be afraid to look at what somebody is doing and reciprocate the same thing and do the same thing. There is nothing wrong with it. Okay, it's better to learn by copying, but don't stay there. I think it's a good idea for you to learn by copying. So learn by copying. The 8th point is you have to pursue excellence. I think this is a very good idea. Have it in mind that you want to provide or produce an excellent work, and pursue it. Pursuing excellence will help you do things right, will help you become good, will help you give out your best. Just staying low and doing any shoddy work will not make people appreciate you. If you really want to be appreciated, target excellence. I didn't get this concept earlier in my career. I wanted to do anything because I was needed to play. After 2 or 3 years, I had a feeling that I am not doing well. I have even fought people over this excellence issue. But now, I really want to pursue excellence than anything. It is better we pursue excellence. I'm not saying you should be a perfectionist. I'm not saying you should perfect it. All I'm saying is that be a person of excellence. I can also add a few points, like 2 more, then we wrap up with today's episode. That is, be a lifelong student. Don't just be an early student or an elementary student. Be a lifelong student. Use every opportunity to learn. Ask questions. And then number 10 is have a vision, which is very, 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 very important. Vision becomes the fuel you need to thrive. Vision is what gives you a sense of direction. Vision is what will control your mind, will control your time, will control your energy. You need to have a vision. Get a journal, a book, or a vision board. Write what you want to do, write what you want to become, and start pursuing it. I believe by going through these 10 points, by practically working out these 10 points, you can achieve mastery as a musician. It is so necessary for you to do that. I really want to believe that after listening to this information, you will be fired up to pursue your interests. You keep doing it. You get a mentor. You redefine your times of failure. You overcome mediocrity. You keep listening. You learn by copying. You pursue excellence. You become a lifelong student, and then you create a vision that is worth attaining for yourself. So this is what I want to talk about in the area of mastery and artist development. I know you will be great if you keep attaining mastery. You will develop as an artist. You will develop as a creative. You will develop as an emerging talent. Thank you very much.